everyone,
Hello!
and welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
I am Bryony, and today we will be delving into my head alone.
Only
staying out of
Bryony's
Kirsty's.
head.
You've put a little sign up in
Yes.
your brain saying, keep off the grass.
Keep off the grass.
The
Off
brain grass.
limits. No entry.
I have one dream, but I've been having other dreams, and I've noticed a recurring theme in my recent dreams,
Oh.
and it's horrible.
Oh.
Not to get too clickbaity, you'll never believe. Basically, I have started having a new sort of stress dream.
Oh, wonderful. What now?
It's like, wake up, babe. New stress
New
dream
stress
just
dream.
dropped.
Woo!
I've started having these dreams. It's happened a few times now, where I sort of become aware that I'm dreaming, but in a weird way where I'm not fully aware that I'm dreaming. All I'm aware of is that I don't remember how I got there. And I start panicking that I'm losing my memory in the dream.
Oh my god, okay.
And the reason I started realizing this was happening a lot is because the other day I was thinking about it because I thought it was something that had really happened. And then I was like, hang on, if I was walking around somewhere and genuinely didn't remember how I got there, I think I'd panic a lot more. I wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, I remember this thing that happened the other day. So I was like, hang on, no, that was a dream. And then I started realizing it's been happening like more and more in dreams. And it's just really annoying. I'm like, to have the school dreams, I don't mind. Have the no pants dreams, that's fine. Just why have you given me a new one now? Stop it.
Stop that.
Just silly.
Oh my gosh. God, that does sound
But it's
horrible
like-
though. Like, losing your memory in your
is.
dream. Like,
Because it's like a whole new, like, level of something that would be terrifying in real life. It's not just like, oh, I felt a bit goofy because I wasn't wearing shoes on the bus or something. It's just like, no, this is actually really, it stinks. It's stinky. And I worry that the more I worry about it, the more it would happen.
yeah, that's always the thing, isn't it? It's like, oh god. I can't think about it. I'm just going to end up having more stress dreams.
Because you go to bed and you're like, sure wish I don't feel stressed tonight. Okay. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh, but I think the dream that I've recorded, I think maybe has a little bit of that in.
Oh no.
It's not about, like, how I got there, but I think it's about not being able to remember someone's name. And of course, it's because I'm in a dream and I've made this person up, so I don't know their name because they don't exist.
Yeah.
But I've had this real thing of, like, it's leaked so much into the real world that I've started thinking, you know, when you get that, do you ever get the feeling like you're realizing that you're on the Truman Show or in the Matrix? It's
Yeah.
that sort of thing where I'm suddenly like, oh my gosh, what if this is just that there's been a break in reality and I'm slowly realizing it and stuff like this? And I'm just like, I don't want to think about this. I just want to pet dogs and eat snacks.
Has this started happening since the last episode? Because I had that dream that I kept forgetting things. And now you're having them.
Oh my gosh, if you just passed it on to me.
Maybe, because mine was sort of a stress dream as well, like forgetting everything and like going back and forth. And
I think it might have happened just before that, but
oh, okay, good. It wasn't
ironically, I forgot it. I forgot the dream.
I
forgot my forgetting dream. But when I, like, even talking about it now, I feel sort of nervous because it's one of those things that when you go and talk about it, I worry that you're going to be like, no, Bryony, you did forget. Do you not remember what we... And I'm just like...
Stop stressing yourself out.
I'm such a ball of anxiety at the moment. I don't know why.
Because you're doing too much. You've got too much on your plate.
I'm naughty.
A holiday.
I do need a hollybobs.
You do.
That would be good. Can we do we've now got a Patreon to send Comfort Zone for dreams around the world. We can do like what you get if you're a cushy middle-aged white man and you're on the BBC and you just get sent off on jollies.
Oh, that would be great. Can we have
It's
that?
like, hello, we'll be dreaming in Ibiza today to see how the waves affect your dream.
Oh my God, that would be great. Please. We don't actually have a Patreon, everyone, but if anyone would like to fund a trip to Ibiza,
just send us cash in an envelope. Shove it through the door.
yeah.
That way you don't have to pay tax.
True. Wait, no. What? Who said that? No, I want to go on holiday for sure. I think you need a holiday.
I do, because I've done that thing recently. This has just become me offloading for an hour. I'm very sorry.
When is it not us unloading for an hour?
This is just free therapy for us. But I keep doing that thing recently of being like, do you know what? I'm going to give myself the afternoon off, so I will sit and feel guilty.
Yep.
Time to get back to work now and feel bad about how I was unproductive for an hour. It's just so silly. But then, like, as soon as people come up to me and they say that they do that, I'm just like, no, babe, you've got to like give yourself your time. It's fine. But then I never listen to myself.
Yeah, you should.
Different for me. I should feel guilty.
You should feel guilty for not having a rest. When you're working, you should feel guilty.
Oh no. New guilt just unlocked.
Oh no. Oh dear.
But yeah, no, I really should just go and do, because like the other day Alex and I were working and it was a really sunny day and he turned to me and he was like, what are we doing? Why aren't we just outside?
Aww.
And I was like, yeah, fair dues.
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
Yeah, that is the thing. Like, I've noticed that with the sun as well. Like, I think I cancelled a stream the other day because I was like, it's sunny outside. Bye. I'm going to stand outside for a while.
I think I need to do that. But the problem is, because my community is so nice, and they're always like, take time if you need it and stuff. And it makes me want to be there for them more. Whereas if they're like, so it's my community's fault. If they're a bunch of assholes
it's their
and they
fault.
were like, no, streamer, I'd be like, screw you, I'm going outside. I'm taking the day off. I'll do what I want.
They're like,
Because
you deserve
lovely,
a rest. You should
like,
take it. And you're like, well, now I don't want one.
yeah, no, I should work for these
I've
nice
changed
people.
my mind.
There's this Adam and Joe sketch that's about Colin Farrell being argumentative.
Right.
And it's really funny. People should listen to it. I'm sure if you just search Adam and Joe Colin Farrell, it will turn up. But it's all about how he's so argumentative that if you want him to do the washing up, you pretend that he shouldn't do the washing up, and then he'll just be like, screw you, I'm going to do the washing up. You see how I do it, sort of thing. You just have to reverse psychology him into everything. So maybe I'm more Colin Farrell than I thought.
Did you think you were very Colin Farrell?
Oh, extremely, in both looks and charisma.
I can see that, yeah.
I don't know if I've seen Colin Farrell in anything apart from that film I watched him in. Apart from a film. What else has he been in? Other films?
Maybe.
Probably.
Potentially.
I watched him in that one that's like the Father of the what's it called?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Alex would know it straight away. It's a recent one, and he's in it, and it's got the
Banshees
Irish...
of Inisherin.
Inisherin, yeah, that's the
Inisherin.
one.
That
That's
one.
the
There you
one.
go. I've googled it.
I really enjoyed that film. It's nice. It's good. It's sort of like, it has horrible bits, but it's sort of like, it is nice because there's a bit. It's basically about this guy who he's friends with this guy for like forever. They're on this little like community and this like tiny town, and everyone knows each other. They're always at the pub together, and then one day this guy turns around and he's just like, I don't want to be friends anymore. Just don't ever talk to me again.
No.
And he doesn't give a reason. He just says, just don't. And that's it. And it starts to drive the other guy mad.
Oh my God.
But it's sort of like, there's a bit in it that I thought was quite nice because, so this is slight spoilies, but not really spoilies. But there's, in those films, you know when like someone has a dog and you're immediately like, don't hurt the dog, don't hurt the dog.
Yeah.
There's a bit where, because the guy who says, I don't want to be friends with you anymore, has a dog. And the Colin Farrell character, at one point, he goes around his house to like do something, and then he sees the dog, and he's just like, "I've no beef with you. You're fine." And he like, you're like, okay, he's gonna leave the dog alone. It's fine. It's just nice to have that, like, oh, the dog's fine.
The dog is fine. There's a website for that. There is a website for that. It's called Does the Dog Die? And you can search any like piece of media to see if the dog is safe.
Yeah. I wish there was that for other animals, though, because as soon as I see an animal in certain films, you're just like, oh, no.
Yeah, for sure.
Please be okay.
I was like that. I've been watching Dark, the Netflix show.
Yeah. Is that the German one?
Yeah, the German one. Me and Ridian have been watching through it. And
your husband?
My husband, yes. And we spent our honeymoon watching Dark. And there's a dog in that, and spoilers for Dark. Just spoilers, just close your eyes, close your ears. But there's a little doggy in that, and at one point it runs into a cave, and you think, oh no, this poor doggy. This poor doggy. But then like half the episode later, it just shows up again, and it's like, oh thank God. The dog's okay.
People disappearing left, right, and centre.
Everything is terrible. People are disappearing and dying and everything, but the dog's fine. So it's all good.
I had to go and pick up some medicine for Jerry from the vet, and on the way there was a woman who had this. I'm guessing a golden retriever puppy, but like sort of an older puppy. Right. You know, when they're at like the real leggy phase.
Yeah.
It was like a leggy puppy.
Oh.
And she was trying to cross the road, and the puppy was like, in true golden retriever style, just like, I don't wanna. And she's just like trying to encourage him. And he's like, nah. So I go in and I get the medicine, pay for it, have a little chat with a vet I used to work with, all of this stuff, and then I leave, and the woman's still on the other side of the road. She'd managed to cross that bit, but the dog was just walking along just like, whoa. So she eventually had to get like a poo bag out, and the dog was just trying to chase the poo bag, and she was just having to constantly wave it in front of his face, and he was just like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. It was so cute.
That is so sweet. We had so many dogs like that at work that just did not want to walk ever.
It's so typical of golden retrievers, especially.
We have some Labradors as well that were really awkward.
Yeah, they just know. They're like, I'm too big to pick up now. What are you going to do about this? And you're just like, yeah, fair play. The number of times I got, because the vet I used to work at, we used to just walk them around the building. The number of times like a nurse would come out and be like, you've been like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, yep, there's nothing I can do. Dog decided to lie down.
One of the worst culprits we had for it at work was a bulldog. I can't remember what her name was. Maybe it was something like Sasha, something like that. And it was a pain to get her out of the kennel, but as soon as you got out the gate, she would just sit down and be like, nah. And then maybe you'd be able to get her to walk a few meters up the road, and then she'd stop again and be like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Time to go back. She was so stubborn.
The worst I ever had it with at the vet was, well, there were two dogs, one of which was a chow chow. And for people who don't really know chows, they're like, they tend to like about two people and everyone else can get to heck. And as I wasn't one of their two people, I could get to heck. And it was like, they would just lie down. And if you went anywhere near them, they'd be like, And I was just like, okay, no. So I got stuck outside with them. But then we also had this dog. It was this massive Malamute, and I think he'd been like hit by a train and survived. He lost a leg. But he still was like, it turns out none of his sass was contained in that leg because he was still at peak capacity. And he was fine to walk, but then getting him back in his kennel, like eventually it got to the point where, because he would just lie down and become like a dead weight. And it got to the point where we were like, just let him lie in the middle of kennels. So you'd walk him last, so you didn't have to get any of the other dogs out. And then he would just lie there until he deemed it okay to go back in his kennel.
Oh my God. Yeah, we had a dog like that. She was one of the really big breeds, like a Ridgeback type thing. And she did not like going back into the kennels. And she was quite funny. So she was in her own little bit that had 4 kennels in it, and no other dogs were in there because she didn't like other dogs. So we just opened up the whole thing. And like when we could lock her in the kennel, we did. But usually when we brought her back from a walk, we would just put her in the middle of these 4 kennels with the doors open and just be like, go ahead. Just in your own time. Because she was the kind of dog to sort of give you the side eye and just be like, bleh.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's sort of, if you're getting a side eye from like a Chihuahua or something, you're like, okay, worst comes to worst, I can throw a blanket over you and scoop you up or something. But there's just certain dogs that, like Huskies are very naughty for it as well.
Yes,
They'd be giving you the like growling, but their tail's wagging, and you're like, I don't know how to read this. What are you gonna do?
Huskies are too clever for their own good. We had a husky at work who, I think I've told the story before, but when he came into kennels, he was so unhappy because they just don't really thrive in a kennel environment. And he refused to eat. Like, he would not eat anything. And he didn't eat for, a couple of days maybe. And we were trying everything. We were just like, he just won't eat any of this dog food. So one day, a member of staff, or it may have even been the manager, I don't know, they went to the shop and they bought him some pucker pies. And he liked those. So he had pucker pies while he was in the kennel.
Oh my God.
And then he went off of those. He was like, I'm bored of pucker pies now. I'm not eating anything else. And then we had to find something else for him to eat that he liked. And oh my God, it was a nightmare.
One of my favourite things that we used to have to do at the vet was, because you get a lot of dogs that would be off their food sort of thing. So it was a genuine job to like sit and pretend to eat dog food so the dog would get interested. So you'd just be sat there just like, just going to sit down next to your cage for a bit. Oh, what's this?
Oh, delicious.
Yum, yum, yum. And the dogs are like, why you go? And it just the number of times that it would actually work, you're just like, oh, you silly thing. Like, oh, I feel you make it seem so good. I want it.
Bless them.
They silly
boobies.
Would you like to hear my stress dream? Stress dreams. Woo!
Yeah, let's listen to it. Let's do it.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I had a dream that there's this lady that's like a friend of the family, but I met her son. But in the dream, her son was played by Dominic West. And I'd met him, like, I'd known him all my life. But then a few weeks later, I met him again. And he was talking to me as if he, like, had no idea who I was, just thought I was, like, just, like, talking to me like, oh, hey, who are you, sort of thing. And for some reason, I had taken him round to Kirsty's, and Kirsty was, like, trying to get a quiet moment with me. She was like, do you want me to, like, make an excuse and ask him to leave? And, you know, are you going to be okay leaving with this guy? And I was like, oh, yeah, I've known him all my life. He's just forgotten who I am. And then I was on a cruise ship, and they had this thing where, like, the people who worked on the cruise would sleep in your bed whilst you were out doing the activities. And So we had this guy who was dressed in like American, what is it, like the recreation, like the tall blue hat and the blue jacket and like the white shirt, like he was pretending he was going to go off and fight sort of thing. And he was just sat on the bed. Well, I was still in bed. He was just lying on the bed above the covers, just like waiting for me to leave so he could sleep. And I was just chatting away to him. My sister came in and she was pregnant with a third baba. And she was trying to get me, she handed me this card and it turned out that it was a card for her that I hadn't signed. And I was like, oh, shouldn't other people be taking this round? And I kept on going to sign it, but then I would get distracted by like talking to the guy. And also I had this like purple gooey like massage thing that I kept rubbing on my legs, and then my hands would be all sticky and then I wouldn't be able to sign the card. And every time my sister would come back in, she'd be like, have you signed it? And I was like, I've not signed it yet. And the only other thing I remember is that I was trying to decide, there was like a place I'd wanted to go to in France because there was a nice cafe that I wanted to try, but everyone else wanted to go home. So I was like, I probably shouldn't go all the way to like the middle of France just to try a cafe. I guess we do have cafes at home. I was just trying to decide what I was going to do. But yeah, there you go. The end. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Did you ever sign the card?
No, I never did. I never did. My sister was very grumpy with me in the dream, but I had goo hands. You
Goo hands.
Goo hands the card. There was something that I realised. I remember when I was recording it, I was like, oh, this must be... Oh, that was it. I didn't get my dad a birthday card. And I think that's why I had that part of the dream, because my dad was telling me... He wasn't telling me off about it. He was like... because I didn't... It was his birthday, like, last week. And he was like, oh... yeah, I guess I'll just put your card with your present, because I didn't get him a present either. And I was just like, ooh. So I think that was that part of the dream. But it's because I like giving stuff in person. I've just not been home yet. So I want to do like a big birthday visit where I just give everyone their birthday stuff. But I guess I should just get with the times and send stuff online. But nah.
Yeah, no, I get it though. I get it. I find it's like, if you're not seeing people as well, it can be harder to just remember. Like, I really struggle remembering birthdays and stuff.
Yeah.
And like having the forethought to think a couple of weeks before, I need to get a present for so-and-so who I'm not going to see, but it's their birthday in a couple of weeks. It's just beyond me a lot of the time. I
don't really do cards either. I think that's something Alex has like rubbed off on me with, because he's just not a card person. So it used to be that I would get him like a birthday card or a Valentine's card or whatever. He would open it and be like, and then he would just tuck it away on a shelf and I'd be like, oh. So I think he's made me realise like cards are a bit weird.
Yeah.
They just sort of get recycled.
I like getting fun birthday cards for people because I kind of just look for the dumbest ones I can find. But when it comes to like Christmas cards especially, like I just don't bother anymore. Like my family, they like sending them out and they'll go and buy a massive pile of stamps and they'll ship them off to every bloody member of the family. And I'm just like, what a massive waste of money.
See, I can sort of understand it from like, because my dad does that, but he will literally like the left hand of the card, he will write like a personalized message, and that's how he like keeps in contact with some people.
Nice.
It's like writing a letter sort of thing. Whereas other members of the family are very naughty for having very impersonal round robins that it will just be like printed out. They won't even like put your name on it or anything.
Oh, really?
And you're just like, oh my gosh, my cousin is the worst for it. He will do things where it's it's just humble bragging. It's like an A4 sheet of humble bragging. It'll be like, ran up so many air miles this year.
Oh my God. What in the Christmas
I say humble
card?
bragging. It's not even humble. It's just
bragging.
But his one this year, oh my gosh, his one like for Christmas last year was written from as if it was like a letter from Prince Charles or something.
What?
And it was just like dear citizens of the UK, I would like to tell you what blah blah and blah blah have done this year, my valued servants and stuff. I was just like, shut up. Whereas like my auntie will do a nice one where she just sort of like, because I don't get to see her very often, so she'd just say like, how the dog's doing, and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. But yeah, his ones I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I kind of see what you mean by like Alex's influence rubbing off, because when I was younger, I really did love doing cards for everyone, for Christmas, birthdays, everything. I just loved writing them out and giving them out and stuff. But it got to the point where no one ever really did it back anymore. And then it was like, yeah, this is kind of pointless, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, some people are still very good at them. Like, Mousy tends to do cards every year at Jingle Jam, and hers are always like really personal, really lovely.
Aww.
But then like I would get cards from like, oh my gosh, my uncle who he died quite a few years ago, bless him, but he wouldn't even put names. He would literally just write his name, not from, not anything.
Oh my God.
Write his name. And I'm like, oh, you didn't, like, you don't have to worry about it
an
anymore.
autograph.
Just like, to you, me.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's just like, people do it like a formality, don't they? And it's just like, oh, let's just not bother.
Yeah. Because, like, it can be, if they are very, like, personalised, they're very sweet. But yeah, when it is just like, you know, going through, write a name, write your name, bish, bash, bosh, there you go. Mm-hmm. It's like,
yeah. I think part of it with families, a lot of it is like, there's a stigma if you don't. Like, if you don't send the card for whatever, it's like, oh, they're being funny. Oh, I'm not going to send them a card back. And then it's like drama that no one talks about, you know? It's like when my granddad passed away, my mum and my auntie, they both said that Christmas, they put on like Facebook and stuff. They were like, we are not going to send any Christmas cards to anyone. So if you don't get one, don't think that we're ignoring you, but we're not sending Christmas cards. We're just going to give the money to charity because this charity helped Granddad when he was ill. And they had to make like a statement about it on Facebook so that the other members of the family wouldn't be upset that they hadn't got a Christmas card. It's just like, for God's sake. Oh dear.
I think like sometimes cards can be quite nice. Like I still keep some.
Yeah.
Like we've got all our wedding cards and stuff like that. We got a wedding card. This is still a complete mystery for me. We got a card through and it had like a £25 John Lewis voucher or something. And we still have no idea who it's from. Oh. It was posted to us, to our address. So it's someone who knew us well enough to know we were getting married, know our home address, and yet we just still don't know who on earth it is.
And they didn't put a name on it?
There were names, but we just didn't know who they were. And we checked with both our parents, like, is there anyone in the family who goes by these names? They were like, no. And I checked all my Facebook contacts, all of this, and I was like, I just genuinely don't know who this is.
Oh my God.
It was like, it's still such a mystery. And at the time I was thinking like, should I was going into these real like convoluted ways of finding out, like, what if I like run the bottom half of the card underwater and then said that the names had blurred and ask if anyone had sent this to us and stuff. Because I just felt so bad that I was like, I just don't know who to thank because I don't know who this is.
Yeah, and it's not even like you can like say, oh, thank you whoever sent this. I don't know who you actually are.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you signed the card.
It was just like a complete, just like we couldn't think of anyone who even like worked with Alex or something that had those names. We were just, still to this day, completely baffled.
Amazing.
Maybe someone just signed their wrong name. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, they just used the wrong name. Whoops. I have a card here on my desk that I've kept. It is a 30th birthday card that Nilesy sent me, but he sent it to me in like June.
Oh.
My birthday's in February. He sent me it. He didn't even like send it for my birthday. He just sent a package because whenever he finds Scottish tablet like on sale, he'll buy it for me and send it to me. So he sent me a package full of loads of tablet, and he sent a 30th birthday card in it, and it just says to Kirsty, and then he put a big circle around 30 in the printed part that says happy 30th birthday, and he wrote lol don't forget smiley face, and that's it. That's all this in the card.
Wow. It's just those sort of nice personal cards that are nice to get.
That's it. I love to keep cards like that. Very personalized, very sentimental.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
The other part, this wasn't actually the dream that I thought it was going to be. So I guess I just didn't record the other dream that I had, because I had a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream that I was back at school.
Oh no.
And I was like, but in this weird sort of dream-aware way, I was like, why am I at school? I'm like 35. What am I, like, as in I hadn't left school. And people who I knew in my sister's year, who would be like 40 now, were still at school. And it got to the point where I was just looking around and I was like, what are we still learning in this school? Like, we've been here for years now, like decades. What job do we go on to do? Like, how does this system work? And I just became really aware of like how ridiculous it was that I would be at school. Because it wasn't like, you know, obviously people do go back to school and they do higher education and they get other qualifications and stuff, BTECs or whatever. But this was like my secondary school that I was back at. And I was I was like, what else? I'm still just doing GCSE maths or something? Like, what's going on here? It was just, it was so weird. And I thought it was that dream, but I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, I suppose it wasn't. I had a dream last night, but I have forgotten everything about it. Oh. Literally everything. I remember it was one of those very disjointed ones where just lots of random stuff happened, but as soon as I woke up, I was like, I should maybe record that. But I was woken up by the doorbell, so it instantly fell out of my head. So it's gone. Gone Ding forever. Dong. In the sands of time and the sounds of the doorbell. Rest in peace.
The other thing I remember that I could work out from this dream is I know why Dominic West was in it, but that's about it.
How come? Why was he there?
Because the other day, Alex and I were walking back from the shop and he was like, what are you thinking? And I was thinking about, there's this scene that I don't know if you can hear those motorbikes outside. Sorry if you can. They're just going meow. But I was thinking about this scene in a movie called The Square, I think. It's a Swedish movie. And it has in it one of the most tense scenes I've ever seen in a film. Like, I felt so like it's so well done, so well acted. And Dominic West was in that. And I guess he just snuck into my head because I was thinking about that.
Just thinking about him.
It's really difficult to describe why it's so tense without people watching it.
Well, because of spoilers, or you had to be there kind of
it's thing? Like, I think you have to watch it to get it. Why? Yeah. But it's basically like there's this thing going on and everyone is like scared to do anything apart from Dominic West's character, who was just like, what's like, why is everyone okay with this? Like, what's going on? And then he eventually just leaves because he's just like, I just don't get it. And then everyone else is sort of still like frozen watching this thing happen and no one's moving. And it's just, it's so like, I've never felt like that watching a film before. I was just like, it's weird.
It's weird.
But yeah, I guess he was just in my head.
sort of snuck in.
Um,
I love that your sister was going around getting people to sign her own card.
yeah.
I wonder if she'd already opened it at that point and realised that you hadn't signed it and was like, right, that's it.
I guess so. I think the reason that I was thinking about the massage stuff is because I keep thinking back to... Because wait, when would this dream have been? The 22nd. So 2 days ago.
2 days, yeah.
On Tuesday. So I was seeing The Longest Johns on Tuesday, and I think because I knew I was seeing them, I think I was thinking back to my sea shanty massage. And in the sea shanty massage, it was a hot and cold massage. So they would like use the massage bar, and then they would put this like massage cold gel stuff on you. And it was that stuff. So I think that's why it was just
Oh, that's why you were all gooey.
Yeah, I think I was just thinking about the massage goo. But I had like
purple as well.
Fistful of it. Yeah, it was just like a fistful of purple goo that I was just rubbing all over my legs. As you do. I don't know why there was a man in the bed who was a...
Oh yeah, they were sleeping in the beds while you were away.
It was like hot bedding or whatever it's called.
Hot bedding. Yeah, they were literally keeping it warm for you while you were out. But I don't like getting into a nice cool bed. I'd have to tell them to leave. Get out of my bed. I want it to be nice and crisp when I enter.
I think it was just like how the cruise company saved money on employee bedding was that they were like, well, everyone's out in the day, like exploring the places.
Sleep in the guest
just
beds.
Go and sneak into a bed. Have your sleep. But he was dressed like, you know, the people who reenact, they're like war reenactors, but they do like the Civil War. He was one of those, like with a musket and a tall hat, and the British are coming and stuff like that. And I, like, why he was there waiting for me to get up so he could have a nap? Like, I don't know if many cruises have war reenactments happening.
No, not a lot of wars took place on cruise ships, I don't think. So. Not much call for it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Civil War that's being waged over your bed.
Maybe.
Between you and him.
Yeah. I mean, it was very civil. We were just chatting away. It was quite nice.
Exactly, yeah. You had a nice chat.
Oh. I wonder why my sister was pregante.
Maybe it's prophetic.
Oh.
You were always dreaming about babies in some form or another, though.
Babies. I got the giggles earlier because this is so stupid. I got the giggles at something I said because I find myself hilarious, of course.
Oh, I did that on stream today with Rithian, and he yelled at me.
See, I just got the unimpressed look from my husband being like, but he said I should do something. And I replied, like, I'm just a baby. I was like, it says so on my birth certificate. And then I found it really funny because I was like, of course it says on your birth certificate. But I just like the idea of someone being like, look, occupation baby. Just a baby.
Just a baby.
How did you make yourself giggle?
There was a character that we had to go and speak to in Final Fantasy, and he was in the infirmary, and we didn't know why. He just was there. So we went there, and Rithian was like, oh, I'm just going to go and get a drink, and then we can carry on. And I was like, all right. So he wandered off, and then I just started making small talk in the guy's voice because I put on a stupid voice for him. So I was like, well, I guess Rithian's going to be coming back soon. Guess you're wondering how I ended up in the infirmary. Well, I have terrible, terrible explosive diarrhea in the bed. So and I was just going on and talking to chat. And then Rithian came back and I just lost it. And he was like, stop laughing about poo!
Oh. He can't hate Pooh that much because he's friends with us. He would have left by now.
Exactly.
Probably.
Maybe. Probably.
Oh, I looked up, I swear we've looked this up a million times, but I looked it up anyways. Pregnancy. It says, dreaming of pregnancy usually denotes a fairly protracted waiting period being necessary for something, possibly the completion of a project. But it also says, to dream of someone else being pregnant suggests suggests that we are in a position to observe part of ourselves developing new skills or characteristics. We may be unaware of what the outcome of the process will be. Oh, that's the end of the sentence. Will be.
Oh.
So I guess, I don't know. I guess I was thinking recently, like I had a message. Oh no, that was last night, so it can't have been that. But I was probably thinking, I've been thinking about like doing this editing work, and I guess thinking like, where will it go? Will I end up doing more editing than streaming? Will I like move over? So I guess maybe it's that. Maybe it's...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like editing is something that you've been doing a lot of and learning lots of. More like blah, blah, blah. Words.
Blah, 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 blah.
So yeah, like maybe it is that.
Yeah. I swear, when I recorded this dream, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what this bit means. This was because of this, and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just like, it's been 2 days. I don't know anything. There was something about the fact that it was like, that guy. Like, I remember it being why I knew him, but and I was like, oh yeah, of course it's this. Unless it's that thing of just waking up from a dream and you're still like, do you ever have a dream where do you ever have the thing in a dream where you're like, you read a joke and it's the most funny joke in the world and you wake up and you're like, oh, I wish I could remember what that joke was. But you probably didn't actually read a joke. Your mind just went, insert joke.
This is a joke.
This is really funny right now.
Very good joke. Or like you write a story or something in your dream and you're like, oh, this is my magnum opus. This is the best thing I've ever written in my life.
Gosh.
And you wake up and it's just gone. You're like, oh.
It just reminded me, I had a dream recently, that was that someone was telling me about a fantasy series of books. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And I can't remember any of what it was. But I remember it was like, it sounded like the best thing ever. And I woke up like, I have to read these books. And I was like, what happens in them? I don't know. But it sounded really cool. You could have become
a fantasy author of the best fantasy ever. But not anymore. Oh my gosh. It's gone. It's gone.
All gone. It was something, I don't know. I wonder what actually happens. Like, I wonder if they ever get the technology to observe people's dreams, what is actually happening in that time? Is it just like, are they just like Charlie Browning it, where it's like, wah, 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 and we're like, wow. Or is it just like, I don't know. Do dreams happen all at once, or do they actually take time? I don't know.
This is the thing. This is something that I've always wondered. Like, it feels like dreams, I think when they monitor sleep, dreams happen really quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
Like they don't go by in real time. It's like just flashes of things in your brain. So if someone was watching your dream, would it be like in fast forward?
Yeah. It's like I've had times before when I've like fallen asleep for a nap and I've had a dream and I've woken up and I've been like, whoa, I must have been asleep for ages. And I look at the time and it's been like 5 minutes and I'm like, what? How did I do more in brain world than the time it could be in the real world? What? Someone left a comment on a video with me in the other day. I can't remember what video, but it just said, Bryony is constantly in shower thoughts mode. Ever since then, I'm really aware of it. And I'm like, oh. It do be like that.
It do be like that. I love that.
Like, really and getting annoyed at me the other day because I was sad that dogs couldn't pet their own tummies. But it is sad.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Pet their tummies because they like them so much.
They love
Their
pets.
tummy pets. Poor doggos.
Poor doggies. Now we're just sad.
I have to think of a happy thought. Well, do you know, whenever I try and think of something happy, I immediately think of that thing about elephants finding us cute. But then I swear that someone was like, actually, that's not true. But I still choose to believe it.
Why is that not true?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up.
Do elephants find me cute?
Do elephants think humans are cute?
Because apparently, like, the part of our brain that lights up when we see a puppy is the same part that lights up when an elephant sees an us.
And
not an us, an us. Sees us. Oh no.
Oh no.
You can Google that too whilst you're there.
No, don't. Apparently it's unproven. It's not false,
What?
it's just unproven.
If there are any elephants listening, am I cute?
Are we cute?
I really like those faked videos of elephants painting. They make me really happy. Because obviously you get, the elephants that do actual proper elephant painting and it is really cute. But when you just get the ones that are just staged where it's someone with like a pretend trunk and they're just painting an actual masterpiece. I don't know why I find it funny. It's a very specific brand of humour.
It never occurred to me there was someone wearing a trunk.
It's like David Bowie's balls all over again.
Oh
no.
Oh god, don't mention balls.
For context though, if anyone has seen the movie Labyrinth, anytime David Bowie is playing with his balls, it's actually a man stood behind him because he couldn't figure out how to do the magical ball trick. So they had to make a special jacket so the guy could put his arm in and play with his balls.
He had metal balls that he held for context of, like in that context.
For context of the context. They're like the jangly balls.
Jangly balls.
Yeah.
And he had a man to fondle them for him. And you can't unsee it now.
We've got some jangly balls at home.
Yeah?
They are nice. I think they're different to the ones in the movie because they've got like little... I don't know what's inside them. They are nice to sort of just like... They make like a wind chime type noise.
Ooh.
Very good.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean with those jangly balls.
Old age fidget spinners.
Yeah. God, it just reminds me of those tubes that you turn upside down and they go...
Oh my gosh, so I was talking to Trot about those the other day, and because we were like, I think someone laughed and it sounded like one, just like hoo or something, I can't remember. And I was like, oh my gosh, those things when you used to shake them. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, when you used to shake them and they'd be like, and he was like, I never shook one. I was like, that's like the first thing you do.
What?
Well, maybe you give it like a quick, but then you go, like, it's just human nature, surely.
Exactly.
But I managed to find like a really old YouTube video of someone shaking one to prove my point. And it's one of those ones that's like in 4:3 and about 5 pixels. But you can hear the noise okay.
Oh my god. I had a thing that I was going to say, but it's gone. It's been replaced by...
Also pleasing is the... Oh, I love a go on one of those. Oh, I've never had a moo box, like my own personal moo box.
No, I didn't.
But if you see someone else's, that would be how I would like meet my demise in a horror film. If the killer just left one of those in a room, I'd be like, whoa.
Underneath a cardboard box.
Are you in there? No.
No.
Oh.
Do you remember clackers?
Oh, like the little hands on the stick and you just shake them.
Yeah, or like the balls as well. Like it had like long bits with balls at the end, and you shook it, and the balls went like back and forward.
Oh yeah,
They were fun.
they were good too.
I think they were clackers, weren't they? I think they were.
Yeah,
Clackers.
clackers.
Clackers. Yeah, clackers.
And do you ever have like? I feel like this has just unlocked loads of memories of the sort of instruments you used to get in primary school, like the little maracas and those the scratchy lizards and the frogs where you scrape the stick up their back and it's like,
yeah, they were good.
I feel like the
those.
first portion of your life is the most time you'll ever spend with a glockenspiel, and then you never really see them in the wild.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't remember
Just
the last time I
music
saw
in
a
general,
glockenspiel.
Felt like a chosen few ended up carrying on with music, but after that, no one's going to touch a piano ever again.
All you ever do is like learn how to play the Rugrats theme. Musical talent, I have peaked. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, just being able to like hit 2 notes at once. You felt like a proper musician.
Speaking of 2 notes at once, I remember we did like keyboard stuff in music, and I didn't learn any music. I had no idea how to play a keyboard when I was a kid. And I didn't realize that you played the chords and the notes at the same time. So I was like, right, I have to play this chord and I have to do these notes. So I did the chord and then I did the notes and then I did the chord and then I did the notes. And only at the end of the song did the teacher go, you're meant to play them at the same time. I was just like, why didn't you tell me?
Oh my gosh.
Why did nobody inform me?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Dear oh dear. Well, I don't know if we got to the bottom of my dream at all, but
no, we talked about lots of stuff though.
Yeah. I'm a bit done with my dreams at the moment because they've been stinky to me, so maybe they don't deserve it.
Exactly. You need to go on holiday and have some holiday dreams. That'd be better.
I do. I would love to have some holiday dreams. Just be like, I dreamt I was on the beach. Oh, look, I am.
Perfect. That would be a very short and sweet episode of Comfort Zone.
Yeah. I wonder if I probably do have different dreams on a holiday. I don't know. It's been too long. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm going to London this weekend, so maybe I'll have
True.
a London dream. I'll be staying in Wembley for a night.
Wembley?
Maybe I'll have a Wembley dream.
That'd be good.
And I will have just been watching hours of wrestling. So there'll probably be wrestling dreams.
What day are you heading down to London?
Sunday.
Oh.
Is all in, baby.
All in, baby. Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be weird because like a lot of the time when I watch the wrestling, because I'm sat at my computer, I'm very distracted. So it would be nice to just concentrate on it. I saw this meme the other day that was like, I'm always so proud of myself when I put my phone down so I can give myself time to concentrate on the TV. I'm like, yeah, that's the level I'm at now.
Yep. Oh, that's like when I did my Lego stream the other day. I literally streamed for about 5 hours straight, focusing on nothing but the Lego. And halfway through, I was like, I'm not being distracted by anything. This is amazing. I can see why people build Lego now.
It's so nice when you just concentrate on something.
Yeah, it was a very strange feeling. I've not had that in a while.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. I need to buy more. More Lego.
It's just so spenny. That's the problem. Like, I'd love to do more Lego.
It do be.
Well, thank you for a lovely chat.
Yes, thank you. And thank you everyone for listening.
Do we have a question? What did we talk about?
Christmas cards. Do you like sending Christmas cards?
Y/N.
And will you be sending us Christmas cards.
Oh my
this year.
gosh, imagine if you... Okay, I know I was just like, cards, man. But if people... that actually would make me quite excited.
It would make me so happy to get Christmas cards.
Oh, we could have like a little wall of Christmas cards. Or one of them.
Oh, that would be so cute.
We sent ourselves. Oh.
Oh, it would just be 2 Kirsty from Bridie, 2 Bridie from Kirsty.
Just on the same card. Oh, nice. Well, everyone, I hope you have a very lovely week. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm saying this as if I'm signing off of streaming now. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That like button and like that smash button. I don't know.
Nice.
What do people say these days? What do the cool kids say?
Gift subs. Wait.
Prime. Any
primers?
Oh dear. Well,
what?
Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bryony. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.